Well, welcome to We Watch Stupid. I'm Roxy.
And I'm Diana. Today is episode 20 of season 10, the Tell-All Part 2. And it brought.
I just realized that means we've spent like close to 30 hours watching these people.
Lucky us.
Because every episode was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Choices. We made choices. Just gonna move that. Okay, so they do a recap of last week I just have Ashley and Manuel just have sex. Mm-hmm. Gino does look sad once Jasmine is having a panic attack, but he was happy throughout most of that.
Did he look sad?
He did his weird tongue chewing thing.
Okay. That's different than sad.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want to start with him or you want to start with someone else?
No, yeah, let's start with him because the episode starts with her having like her anxiety attack and Nikki backstage and Jasmine just having this beautiful telenovela monologue about how this is it, this is the last straw, she's done, even though they're married.
I really liked when they zoomed out and you could hear her screams echoing throughout the entire soundstage.
She was shaking, like she was putting on a good show. It like you and I were watching together because you're in Zabe.
Yeah.
And I thought that she was doing an incredible job acting, but you had a slightly different take at the time.
I think she's just that anxious. Like this panic attack felt genuine to me. I don't know if it felt more put on to you.
Well, it felt put on to me.
Okay. I mean, it was a lot, but we also know that she's a lot.
Yeah. Just like the whole, I never walk away from the situation. Like that whole thing.
I mean, what?
I'm fine that it's put on. Like, I still respect her and love her a lot.
Yeah. Do you think seeing that footage warranted this reaction?
From what I know of Jasmine's insecurities, jealousy, and personality, yes. It was hugging
a topless
her.
Woman, yeah.
He breathed near her. He smelled her.
I love that she said he was smelling her. I really, really hate that they brought this stripper on expecting for Jasmine to go after her. Like, I think
that's what they expected?
I think that's exactly what they brought her on. The dancer even said, "Thank you for not coming after me." Did you hear that?
No. Like,
I think that they thought that Jasmine was going to go off on this woman, but little do they know, Jasmine's a girl's girl.
Jasmine's a girl's girl.
And she's classy when it comes to other women.
Uh-huh. And she just wanted to know if it was her lip gloss. Her fresh lip gloss. And Jasmine, just to reiterate that Jasmine is a girl's girl. She apologized to Sean for being unprofessional.
Exactly. Yeah. She was like, I really respect you. And I didn't want to do that. Okay. So let's talk about like the conversation with the dancer a little bit more. Okay. So Daisy says 95% of the time he was sitting with his family. Okay. And then
Who else was...
And then 5% of the time he was getting an ass clapped in his face.
Yes.
Which we saw several minutes of footage.
Yeah.
So I don't think it matters that he was sitting with his face. Like, they're trying to draw this like kind of like moral continuum of how much time you spend getting your ass clapped in. An ass clapped in your face versus sitting on the sidelines. And like Rob kind of brings that up too. Like they're trying to create this moral continuum about going to the strip club. But I think for Jasmine, it's just a binary. Like you went to the strip club or not.
Yeah.
And like, this litigation about how much time you spent having an ass clapped in your face doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I think he was also trying to say like, well, the footage was only showing the times that I was getting hugged or being brought into the girl's chest. It's like, yeah,
of course.
Duh. I did think that Daisy was well spoken. She was calm and she also didn't give a fuck.
I wish I could do. She definitely. I thought it was funny that she had a Michigan accent. She was like, yeah, 95% of the time he was just with his family. I'm not doing it well.
He was really awkward. And then Jasmine says, Gino is the most awkward when he's trying to be flirtatious. What a thing to say.
Gino looked so nervous while the stripper is talking, and then he said he was nervous about going to the club because he was worried about upsetting Jasmine. But no, you fucking weren't, because you went.
Yeah, no. He's talking
with cameras.
His mouth. Yeah.
This guy's I hate him so much.
I hate him. But okay. Maybe we go, is this okay? And then they pause, right? Or they like take a break from the tell-all and they're backstage, right? And everyone is on Gino's side.
That's during lunch. That's a little bit later. Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I feel like it would probably be different if you're there and you're hearing her scream, and maybe there's some screaming that we didn't get to see that's cut out. But like, regardless,
I don't care.
Yeah, she's having a panic attack backstage and he's not comforting her. He's not taking any accountability for this, which has really hurt her. Like, I don't care if it's normal for bachelor parties. Like, this is a sore spot for her. Because we learn his ex worked at a strip club. Yeah. One of his sugar babies worked at a strip club.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
And that's clearly a sore point for her. Like, I don't care if she had, like, a stripper at her divorce party. I don't care if, like, it doesn't matter if it's, like, he's trying to make a tit for tat, but, like, everybody has different tolerances.
Yes, exactly. And he knows that Jasmine's tolerance is really low.
Yeah. So, like, he knew that just going to the club, period, was going to trigger her. And it did. And it makes great TV.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. But also, was it a girlfriend?
Sugar baby.
I mean, sugar baby, but, like, yeah. I just, like, I think that's a strong word.
Okay. Well, what else do you, like, Gino's super insecure about the fact that he pays women for dates, so you think he's going to admit sugar baby?
Yeah.
What do you think about Ashley pointing out that if he's not sleeping with her, she's going to be insecure?
Yeah, and they just need to bang it out. Ashley is great. Ashley crushed it this episode.
She really did. She was kind of, to me, she was the only moral compass. Because, like...
I also would say Jasmine is, too.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. I guess it's, like, just harder for me to process that while she's, like, screaming. But,
I know,
yeah.
Her boobs. Oh, my God. They were so big.
They looked incredible.
I know we talked about it last time, but they looked incredible.
What do you think is undergirding them to get them that high?
Silicone implants. No? Wait, no? Is that...
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But they're just like...
Oh, there. She could rest her chin on him.
Incredible.
And... Dude, and the fact that she's, like, jealous or insecure about the Daisy. Daisy had smaller boobs than I had before I got pregnant. They're tiny little boobs.
I think Jasmine's boobs, but everything is just a cover for all the insecurity, and it doesn't necessarily matter how big someone's boobs are.
True. They are easier to hug.
That's true.
Smaller boobs.
I know, when she and Nikki were hugging at the end of the episode, I was like, y'all, like, really can't get your arms around each other because both of your tits are so huge. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, so they're all on Gino's side, and I don't get it. They're just like, why are they trying to protect Gino? Sorry, all of the other cast members with, like, it's saying, oh, it must be really hard to just always think that you're, like, how are you going to fix your relationship? And, like, just that she's so dramatic and she's so, like, their partners don't scream at them as much. Mm-hmm. Gino deserves it. Have you seen his face?
Yeah, when they go to break, Gino doesn't even try to comfort her. He just says, "Geez, oh, Pete, I didn't even do anything." He doesn't.
Classic Gino.
I don't know how many. I mean, they've been on this season. They've been together for a couple of years. Like, this man is never going to understand that the reason. Ashley says it best. She says, like, she gets louder because she doesn't feel heard. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not being accountable for your
hurting her
actions. You're not validating her feelings at all. We see that in practice. We've seen that in practice like several times, but like we see it again later in this episode. But that makes a lot of sense. She's loud, she's dramatic because she's not feeling heard, and she like doesn't have anything like what else is she supposed to do? Because he like doesn't understand.
She can't withhold sex.
She can't withhold sex. Yeah, it's like what bargaining chips would she have? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, Ashley said that they need to bang it out, and she's very, very accurate. So then the next bit is Jasmine coming in and having this little monologue about, I need you to see what is happening at my house. And she says this not like why she, I mean, I know why she said it during the break because the cameras are still rolling.
Yeah.
But she has a letter. What's your take on that whole?
In an envelope with a pair of panties.
Yes.
A typed
What
letter.
is that, yeast?
So gross. Also, like, okay, so she has this little red bedazzled purse with the envelope in it. Like, is that...
It's the entire thing.
It's the entire thing was the envelope. She asked Daisy if the lip gloss was hers, meaning were the panties also yours, you know? Like, she got this creepy-ass letter, but... I really do think it's just like a creepy fan.
Yeah, I think it's an asshole fan because... Okay, I think it's an asshole fan because they know what that's going to do to her. Mm-hmm. If she wasn't so insecure, I would think it would be hilarious. But I'm also an asshole.
So, I'm also so curious about like the timing of the panties being left.
It must have been after... the episode.
Like immediately after that episode aired?
Yeah.
But like, then when was
We're never going to make sense of these timelines because like everyone's story doesn't add up. But Gino immediately saying, it's just someone. Like, it's just a fan. You don't have any fans, Gino.
No.
It's a fan of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Or was it like, could it have been like one of his family members?
Ooh, I like this conspiracy.
Do you think Dana did it?
Probably. Dana's the worst.
I think it's one of his family members trying to drive them apart.
It was my lip gloss. You can use it, but it won't look as good on you.
Like
Sorry, Rob had this dumb comment about how the fact that it's typed means that they don't want to be found out who it is. Duh.
No shit, Rob.
God.
Stupidest fucking dude ever.
Yeah.
I think it's Dana. Because how else? Like
Nikki really helping Jasmine out on her script.
How would they know where his porch is? Like, they show us... Like, the timing with the lip gloss, I think, is crazy. And then they show us his building, like his townhouses, like the outside. But, like, how would you know his exact address?
True.
Or it's a neighbor that's sick of hearing her screaming. Anyway, I think it's Dana.
Yeah. Yeah, so then we go to... They start talking to...
Nikki and Justigor.
Yeah. We get his side. It's this very, I don't know, like tranquil images of him where he's had to rebuild himself.
So weird.
He felt free.
Like, why is he getting this sad boy edit? We know that he wore a Nazi costume and we've seen his behavior.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're trying to protect him. It's so weird.
To make us feel different things. Make us feel funny inside.
Sean asks, are you still broken up?
Oh my God, that was so annoying. It was so annoying.
Nikki punts to Justigor.
And then he doesn't answer the fucking
And he doesn't
questions.
fucking answer. Like, he doesn't answer
We
a
need
billion
more
times.
time.
What does that mean?
Their relationship, like, they were, like, not in a relationship. Then we find out that they're engaged again. But then he says pulled. I don't understand.
So he says, like, they like broke up, and then the next day he felt free and had energy. I don't really understand him a ton, but they had the biggest fight ever. He thought every day about how to fix it. And then, but then he says he didn't feel trapped, but they broke up 10 times a day and he wanted to end it. I do kind of believe that she threatened to break up with him 10 times a day.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Nikki says he's making himself the victim. I think they're both pretty stupid, but
That's why they're on this podcast.
His transphobia and just general disrespectful behavior makes me hate him so much.
Yeah. It's like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt of the, like, lost in translation, but fuck, no. Like,
No.
and, like, Ashley does a great job of, him telling Ashley that she has man vibes. Like, you just mean dominant.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's a very rude, transphobic way to say that, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Also, like, he doesn't get to use lost in translation or misunderstanding when he's asked yes or no questions, and then he just won't say yes or no.
And he could just answer in Russian.
Also that's a good point. Because they have translators, and he did it a couple times, and it was fine.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're engaged again. She, like, went there for his birthday. Is that what it was?
I think so.
And he put the ring back on, and then she does this annoying thing where she keeps, like, showing her hand. And then they talk about cheating and that, and then he says that has a really big arm muscle, really big forearm
because he's
muscle.
masturbating all the time.
I like immediately, like, that was a joke from, like, middle school that people would. Anyway, so I immediately knew. I feel like you immediately knew, but everyone in the not the audience, but the rest of the cast,
they were confused.
Needed Rob to explain it to them.
It was really upsetting that they didn't get it. Oh, before they go into accusations of cheating, he's like, tomorrow I will stop. Oh. Today I will speak. And Ashley's like, he said that.
He's gonna stop talking.
Anyways, I didn't want to lose that. She's perfect.
Wait, was this the part where when he said, what do you love? My top half or my lower half?
Oh.
I think it was now because he wasn't with the mom.
Yeah.
So he said that, and it wasn't as bad as the, like, previews were making it seem, but it was still really obnoxious.
Yeah.
And
because that means he's, like, projecting that on her, I think. Like, that's the distinction that he's, like, thinking about for himself, which means that he's not thinking of her as, like, a whole.
And then Clayton says something really stupid where he goes, he's just not attracted to trans women. Like, you guys should break up. Like, he's just not. Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure that his actions.
I guess. But yeah, it is weird. But, well, like, it seems like he is because he loves her. It's like kind of, he keeps saying, like, she's the exception. But that's kind of a shitty. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's shitty. I don't know how she feels about it. She doesn't really tell us if she's cool with being the exception. Because he just keeps saying she doesn't know how to be in a straight relationship. She doesn't know how to act like a lady. Like, he says a lot of transphobic stuff. She doesn't know how to be
in a Moldovan, like, male-dominated...
trad wife.
Yeah,
situation.
Exactly.
I know this... What do you think about how he spoke to... Oops, sorry. What do you think about how he spoke to Ashley?
No. Yeah. No, I did not like it.
It seemed like a racism to me.
Oh, really? I just thought he was you're probably right. I just assumed he just didn't respect any woman.
Yeah, maybe I'm taking it too far. Just the way that he, like, wouldn't answer her question and was just, like, clowning on her about her sex candles instead of having a real conversation with her.
He's never going to be serious. I mean, it could have been racist. It could have also been, I mean, I'm sure he is.
I didn't like how he was talking to her at all.
I liked how she handled it.
She really was just calling him out, being like, that was a yes or no question. Why are you being a fucking asshole?
Yeah.
What is your problem?
Yeah. And then, are you in or are you out, like, of a relationship? And Nikki's got to ask. Okay. Yeah. He was way more aggravating than I was anticipating.
Me too. But, I mean, it makes sense why Nikki is, like, driven so nuts. I mean, she could make a choice to just, like, end it. Like, I kind of don't have a lot of sympathy for her staying in this relationship, because she created this dynamic where he's stringing her along because she's giving him money. Mm-hmm. But he is so annoying. And, like, not even actually funny.
No.
Like, yeah, like, not charming at all.
He thinks he is, but
he's not.
No. So Sam put a demon inside of Citra. That was and he doesn't have to go to jail. Yeah. There wasn't much on them.
No. Sean asked about his legal status. He's officially in the diversion program. He says he has to be, quote, really good.
Yeah. He can't
mess up. For a whole year.
Yeah.
Really good means going to counseling, daily drug tests. That does sound pretty annoying. And keeping a full-time job.
Oops. Does he not have one? No, he has two. No, he's fine.
Yeah. But that is, quote, really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess that is, like, a high bar for him.
I don't think that he has to do a bunch of daily drug tests. I think it could be daily. But no, he can't get in trouble. And he has to keep a job. It is a low bar.
Yeah. But I guess that's why they have things like this to just try and get people used to a routine, just try and get people kind of, like, you know, stay out of prison and have some accountability.
Yeah, I wish him the best. I hope that what he was saying about how the Muslim faith saved his life, I hope that's true.
I thought that was a good question from Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Like we said, Ashley crushed it.
He says it saved his life. Mm-hmm. Okay, dude, then why weren't you on it before Citra got there? Like, you know.
There was no one telling him to.
Yeah, just no personal accountability.
Zero.
Very, very
100%.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Then they start going into the, like, cheating that happened before they had actually met.
Yeah.
Which was a little confusing to me. He, like, it was like he was ride-sharing. First of all, he's driving Uber or Lyft and gets the passenger's number. I thought that was an urban myth.
Oh.
Seriously, have you ever been anywhere near that?
No.
Right?
I'm not. No.
Even in the beginning days of Lyft, at least in San Francisco, it was like Lyft was supposed to be different than Uber because you, like, got in the front seat and you had a conversation. Never was it a thing that crossed my mind.
I don't doubt that happens, though.
In the middle of nowhere.
You know, I've, like, left my number on a receipt for, like, lunch. Oh. One time when I was living in Denver, like, the server was really hot and we were having conversation. So it's like, it's not, like, off limits.
Yeah.
But it definitely doesn't cross my mind in a Lyft or an Uber for sure.
I like how Sean was like, so the ride ended with,
Yeah.
He was like, no, it was the next day.
Which proves intent.
True. And so, like, Citra was saying that Sam told her about this, but
rolling my eyes so hard.
Said that, like, did he tell her it was a one night stand?
He didn't tell her
anything. No, but she knew. So. She knew something had happened.
She knew they were like maybe fooling around, or like he had intended to hook up, but then he made up some story to her that, oh, I saw some kinky shit or something in her bedroom. So I was the person who just told national television I'm a horny freak. I ran away, disgusted. Oh no, because I became a nun for like one moment BS. I think that this is the first time that she's heard the real story, and he's trying to gaslight her and tell her that she heard it, but she has not.
I didn't really take it exactly like that. I took it like she misunderstood what he told her because he was using like vague terms.
The distance between those two stories is really vast, though.
Well, he could have said like one night stand, or like I don't know, maybe he didn't do the kinky shit.
He still had sex, but he didn't put something up his butt like she wanted, or
something like that. But I think that
you're giving him a lot of credit.
I think that she's naive enough to not understand what had happened.
That's fair.
And then the other thing is he was talking about sharing his location. Like he was sharing his location with her. But why does that matter? Because they could just be fucking in his house.
Right. We talked about this with like Love is Blind situation with Jeremy. I don't believe a word that he said. And he is beat. He's beat. Like he tells, weird. His face tells on himself when he's like telling the truth and trying to gaslight her, because his face and his neck are beat red. He knows that he's lying. Ugh. Trash. I really, really don't like Sam.
He bums me out. You sent me an article, I think, of them, and just all the pictures of him bum me out.
Yeah, he says that she tracks his location and she sees all of his stuff, which I'm assuming is like emails and texts now. And she says that he's very loyal and she trusts him now. But like, what a way to live.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even plan a surprise for her because she can just look at all your shit. Not that he would.
Yeah. I mean, also, I would never want a surprise. My head does not go there.
Fair enough. Yeah, so they go on a break. Nikki's sweet and checks in on Citra. Citra says, I trust him now. Oh, before they go to break, Jasmine says their kids don't need perfect parents. They need happy ones.
Mm. Yeah, Jasmine's great.
Is that true? You're a parent now.
I'm a parent now, and I am perfect.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't apply.
It doesn't apply to me.
Okay, well.
Mm-hmm. But in all seriousness, I think she's accurate.
Yeah.
Because when parents are, unhappy relationship or whatever, I think that does affect
the baby.
The babes.
Yeah.
The babes.
Okay, they're on the break. Oh, this is when Jasmine and Gino go into like their own little room to kind of talk a little bit about the fight that they just had. Thoughts?
She said something like, we can't keep going in this circle. It's like, yes, you will, Jasmine. Yes, you can, and yes, you will.
Is that what you said in the airport when you arrived in the U.S.?
And 10 minutes ago, weren't you saying that you're done?
Yeah. What she wants from him is not to say, I'm never going to go to a strip club again, or even like necessarily sorry. She just wants him to say like, I know that I hurt you. Mm-hmm. And he like can't do that. He says, you have to make sure you don't do actions that hurt me. If I knew that you would have been so hurt, I wouldn't have done that bullshit. Yeah. I hate him.
And she also wants him to hug her and smell her.
Like, like
Look
he
at
did
her like
that,
that.
the dancer. Yes. Mm-hmm. I think Jasmine gets a bad edit because she's having what I think is a little overblown, but she's also, that's just her personality and her culture. Mm-hmm. She's having a normal reaction to not being heard for years and years and years. Why she doesn't break up with him, yo no sé, but here we are.
That's Spanish for I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you for translating.
I'm like Ashley.
Yeah. Okay. Then they jumped to Clayton and Anali. There really wasn't that much. I really enjoyed Brandy coming on and not giving a fuck.
So we know that his mom is not in a closet. They've moved to Tulsa. She's in a place nearby. Nearby, okay? The umbilical cord was not actually cut.
No.
And then he explains, because did Manuel ask why the guinea pigs weren't in the closet?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you put the guinea pigs in the closet and let your mom out? That's what he asked. Yeah. Clayton says the guinea pigs need ventilation.
Yeah. Which I am not a Clayton apologist, but yeah, guinea pigs in the closet would be way worse.
You think?
And also, it sounded like the mom wanted the closet.
Yeah, I thought it was odd that he said she never closed the door.
I feel like she must have closed the door when she was asleep. Or is that why Anali didn't want to do it, because there wasn't two doors in between them?
I think that's probably a huge part of it. Nikki's like, doesn't your mom need ventilation? Don't worry, she never closed the door. She changed, she picked her nose, door open. Also not a problem at all. God.
But they are having sex at least twice a week. Did you need to know that?
Absolutely not. Oh my God. And
Sean asked everyone.
This is journalistic integrity, being that she is hosting this tell-all, but I really didn't need to know how often everyone was fucking.
We really didn't find out, did we? Well, we know Jasmine and Gino aren't fucking.
Yeah, we know Ashley and Manuel are.
Yeah, she didn't even bother to ask them.
Yeah, I know. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, and then Igor said something like, listen to them, like just twice a week, listen to them.
Yeah.
And then Sam and Citra... Yeah, I don't even want to talk about them.
Yeah.
And then, was it Devin and Nick?
Just more than twice a week, I think.
But also they're not living together right now, so.
She could do conjugal visits.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Wait, how far away is Cersei to Atlanta?
It's not close.
Okay, let's keep going.
So, is this before Brandy comes on? Oh, Anali says she kept everything from her dad because if she had told him, she wouldn't have been able to come to the U.S. And she did it out of love. Ashley's like, why is that out of love? And then Jasmine and Manuel both chime in, say Latin American parents are scary.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I don't know. I think we could give Anali a little bit more grace. We now have 3 data points, with her, Manuel, and Jasmine saying this. I don't think it's anything I'm going to be able to understand necessarily. I can, have sympathy for her, but not empathy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared of my mom.
So you get it?
I get it, but I'm not as scared as...
Yeah.
These Latin babies are.
Yeah. It sounds like she and her dad aren't talking at all.
So sad. Which, Brandy, go F yourself, because exactly what she was scared of has happened.
Right.
So it wasn't a play.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that she didn't, emphasize that with Brandy. I mean, maybe she did and they cut it out. But I thought, okay, so Brandy comes on. I thought this was pretty odd for her to be so combative. And I couldn't tell if it was put on or not? What did you think?
I think it was put on because, well, I guess she is combative.
Yeah.
In general. So I guess in that way it's not put on, but I think that's Brandy. She was pretty combative with like she hung up on them when they asked for her. I mean, it was crazy of them to ask for as much help.
Hey, we're on vacation. Can you plan our wedding?
Yeah. Yeah. But we should also say that before we jump more into the Brandy stuff, the dad was asked to come on the tell-all and he declined and then sent a note that was just sad.
Yeah.
That he wants her to come home and
she doesn't need anything in the U.S. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. I wrote it down, but I forgot about it. Yeah, that's rough. Like, yeah, why didn't they have... I mean, I know why they didn't have Brandy see that. I mean, I hope Brandy maybe feels a little bit more for her when she watches this back. But... who knows? Brandy and Clayton seem insanely stubborn.
Yeah, and Clayton, why is Clayton still like hung up on that he was a secret or that she didn't tell her dad? Like,
was he?
He was a little bit like, because he was he was not being nice to or standing up for Anali when Brandy was coming at her.
I don't know. I really don't know.
But yeah, so Brandy has reservations. She'll always have reservations. If she's hiding one thing, what else is she hiding? Is there a boyfriend,
in Peru
that, now knows that Clayton is there
because
they're on fucking TV.
Yeah. It's kind of bizarre. Yeah, it felt a little put on. It also kind of felt to me like, okay, Brandy and Clayton have beef from childhood, whatever, that they need to figure out because it's really uncomfortable to watch. That happens with siblings, just like you don't tell people that something they did 20 years ago hurt you and then it manifests in all these like weird passive aggressive ways. And so something happened or a series of things happened, like Clayton assuming that she'll plan a wedding and not saying thank you.
Getting your fiance a stripper.
Yeah. And I feel like Clayton and Anali are kind of using Brandy as like a scapegoat for their problems.
Okay, I see that.
Like,
I don't think that's the main thing.
It's not the main thing.
The problem is that she has the ick. That's their main problem.
I know, Brandy pointing out that they're the only couple not like cuddling on the couch.
Even Jasmine and Gino, who were in that big fight, they were next to each other, like hip to hip.
They were on either side of the couch. Yeah. I thought that was really, really funny.
Yeah.
Wait, did you figure out how far Cersei is from Atlanta?
Yeah, but we'll get into it.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because they're not.
And yeah, but okay, so then Anali expresses how she doesn't like, it makes her feel awkward. She doesn't like PDA. She doesn't like public displays of affection, which is normal,
yes,
I think.
Yeah.
Especially when it's someone super gross that you're touching.
Someone with clammy hands and like...
looks like a hamster.
Yes.
So much that you call him hamster.
Who wags his tail anytime he's
had sex. Clayton calls Brandy a meddler. Which is, I think, accurate.
If she did, that's genius. I don't feel like she did it.
I think she did it because she's a shit store and just like, okay, Anali had said that she had mentioned the stripper as a joke because she never thought that Brandy would get it because Clayton is so jealous.
Uh-huh.
Fine. Mm-hmm. Anali, you haven't lied to me before. I'll take it. Everyone wants a stripper at their bachelorette party. Like, they're lying if they say they don't. And yes, she was enjoying the stripper.
Yeah.
But I do think that, yeah, Brandy knew that it was going to get some sort of rise out of Clayton. So she instigated it. Like, even if it's just for like a little like fun, like poking.
Yeah, I feel like Anali and Brandy are both trying to use each other for cover. Brandy's like, no, she told me she wanted it. And Anali is like, oh my God, I was traumatized. Like,
to Clayton.
Yeah, to Clayton. And I think
Did she say she was traumatized? I thought it should be more like traumatized because Clayton is such an asshole.
He might be spinning it. But like the day before their wedding or whatever, when she's talking
because he wouldn't drop it.
But she was just like acting so sad. But it was because like, what are you going to say when he's really upset? Like, oh my God, I loved that huge dick covered in whatever
just red in my face.
Red thing in my face. I loved getting slapped in the face by a gigantic stripper dick.
Yeah. They're all just believing their own narrative.
Yeah.
And they're all...
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. They're annoying. Whatever. Brandy says that Anali is here for the green card and she's not going to change her mind. But at least Clayton didn't get catfished and she's real.
At least. Devin and Nick. He already has his green... Was there anything else with Clayton and Anali? He already has his green card, which I guess is really impressive.
Yeah.
It took exactly 6 months. And then I was confused because Jasmine said that as foreigners, they can't apply for the green card. But like Gino would have to do it for her or Devin would have to do it for him. But then Devin said that Nick had the paperwork all done and sent it in. So he did her homework.
I think so.
That's what it sounds like. And so Jasmine's not doing Gino's homework.
Yeah.
Cool. And he's working in Atlanta for the last 2 weeks. And they like being apart from each other because they're both extreme introverts. They like their alone time.
I don't believe that Nick is an extreme introvert. I believe Devin is.
Yeah.
For sure. But there's actually a really big Korean community in Atlanta. So I think that's probably going to be a good choice for them. And
Cersei didn't have a big... Oh, and it's a 7 hours and 19-minute drive.
Whoa. Okay. Or maybe like a 1 hour flight.
Something like that. Well, but where the hell... What airport is near Cersei?
No idea. No clue.
It's probably 5 hours.
Yeah, it's like easier to drive to Atlanta than drive to an airport and take a flight. So what else?
Their parents come on.
Oh, right. They ask about Nick being in Atlanta. Mom says she's excited for them. She's happy that they're not jetting off to South Korea.
Yeah, like that was a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't... Like, what do you think that Devin is doing, though?
What did she do before?
We don't know. All we learn is that she goes to fast food restaurants for lunch, but we don't know from a break from what job.
Yeah.
And like, what was she doing in Australia for 2 years? We also don't know.
Maybe she's a bartender. That's what most people do.
Okay.
Yeah, she might just have like shift work.
Yeah.
She could like work at a store.
Yeah. Who knows? So then they start talking about him calling her Piggy, and they play back that scene from the barbecue when the family friend says, so what do South Koreans think of Americans?
Yeah. And just setting yourself up for an insult. Because honestly, I think that anything that any foreigner would think of Americans are probably not something that you would want to perhaps identify as. Because it's like, it's loud. It's like gas guzzling trucks. You know.
Well, you and I have both traveled, and I think understand that.
Oh.
What do you think this woman in Searcy, Arkansas, who may or may not have left the country, thinks?
Okay, good point.
Other people think about other nationalities.
Land of the free, home of the brave.
Exactly. Precisely.
But you also have to know that people think that that the rest of the world thinks Americans are like fat, lazy, like what's the word where you want something right away?
Oh, just...
Like immediate gratification.
Yeah. We talked about this after that episode, but it is also crazy that he's like, greasy food, lazy, fat. They are eating fried food that looks like, I can't remember if they cooked it or if it was takeout. I think maybe they deep fried it. You are literally eating fries and fried fish.
Yeah.
And not a vegetable in sight.
No.
So like him saying greasy food is not...
It was his take from that meal.
Exactly.
He might not have had an opinion previously.
Right. He does during this dinner though, which I like forgot. He says, "No wonder you're a piggy. You eat fast food for lunch," and then grabs her stomach.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah. It was bad. He just doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't get that it's rude. I really think he doesn't get that it's rude. He thinks that he's being like cute and funny.
Yeah. So I learned this week, I forget where, I think it was probably on social media, but apparently there's this thing in South Korea called the 4B movement. And it's a feminist movement that is anti-natalist, meaning women in this movement will not do the 4Bs. And I don't remember the Korean words for it, but it's marriage, sex, childbirth, and I think dating.
They won't do that.
They won't do that with men. Because South Korean men are such assholes. They're willing...
Oh, cool.
South Korean women are willing to let the South Korean like race die out because South Korean men are such assholes. That's what the 4Bs movement...
Because they're smarter than us. Because they can resist the dumb men. Wow.
And I was reading more about this and I was like texting my Korean American friend about it. And I'm like, do you know anything about this 4Bs movement? And they were like, oh yeah, that's real. Korean men are assholes. And I'm like, this must have come out. This must be kind of like a last resort, like extreme thing because other movements haven't worked. Yes. And they were like, oh, absolutely. So like, I guess feminist movements are not getting traction in South Korea. And I don't know that, you know, obviously Nick doesn't represent all South Korean men, but it was interesting to learn about this and then see his behavior on this tell-all.
Oh, interesting. I like that tidbit. I mean, I don't like that they had to resort to that, but yeah.
They're smarter than us.
They are. We talk about how like our partners do weird things or are annoying and but you just can't help liking them.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's really honestly dumb. I say it all the time, but it's embarrassing to like men.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Okay, so the parents come on, whatever. They're just like, oh, they're talking about her weight. Mm-hmm. And Katrina, the mom, says that, and Devin confirms that her, as an adult, her weight has fluctuated. She's been that size. She's much smaller. Yeah. Seeing the like old footage, she is much smaller. And yeah, like I'm not sure how to take that.
She doesn't really answer when she's asked if this pet name that he insists means that she's cute, insists that is not an insult, despite him calling her chubby and grabbing her stomach at dinner in front of her family and friends. She won't say, yes, this influenced my decision to like lose weight or not. I mean, just seeing yourself on TV, I think could be something that would influence you. But yeah, she won't say yes or no. She says that he explained it to her and it is a Korean term of endearment.
Which now we know South Korean men are jerks. So their term of endearment saying piggy.
Yeah.
Also, pigs don't have like cute faces.
I think pigs are a little bit cute, but yeah. I mean,
their tails.
The thing is, the first couple times he did it, she was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And he kept doing.
Yeah. And then she got used to it. And so then I think she kind of didn't care, like out of self-preservation almost.
Sure, yeah.
But she wishes that he kept it secret.
That definitely says something. Like, she wished he'd just said it in private and didn't blast it all over the show. And then I think Sean asked if he's going to stop. And he's like, oh, yeah, definitely. Psych. Like, he does not give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, he does not give a fuck.
And then he does this, like, weird fake apology to Devin.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so sorry I've called you Piggy every day for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
And he also is like, sorry to America. I'm so sorry to America. Like, that's so
apology accepted. I could hear the sincerity in your voice, Nick. Really, thank you.
I kind of love it. It was really funny, but I don't know. Devin doesn't seem that cool with it, so it's kind of hard to laugh at.
I think Devin doesn't seem to care anymore.
Yeah.
Like, again, because of self-preservation.
Yeah, it's kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
All right.
So then Nikki and Justigor. Yeah. Jasmine was talking and Nikki and Justin were talking and they were swearing a lot. I noted lots of bleeps. And I think before the mom comes on, or does the mom come on right away?
No, she comes on during this, like, second section of Nikki and Igor.
Okay. But Jasmine is explaining that women can be dominant.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that they're men or that you should call them men. And then Ashley says, preach. And it was just my queen, my princess, I love you.
And Ashley jumps in, I think, a couple times being like, it's disrespectful to say man vibes.
Exactly.
She's a trans woman and you should, like, understand that that's sensitive. And, like, so then...
And it tears her down.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. He knows that. Also, didn't Justigor say that he spent, like, 10 years, like, reading and getting to understand trans identity and, like, figuring himself out? So you actually, that was all...
the reading was about trans identity.
What was the reading?
It should have been. I don't know.
Well,
philosophy in general.
Yeah, any case, he's full of shit. But we knew that.
Yeah. His dad jokes are wearing on me. They had been. But yeah, Nikki has a panic attack and it was kind of a short-lived one, which was good, which makes me think that she has them a lot. So she knows what to do. Mm-hmm. She was rubbing her temples. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he does not want to come to the U.S. Or he wants to come to the U.S., but not in this way, meaning not with Nikki.
So he told on himself.
Yeah.
He's in it to get to the U.S. to be some kind of Nazi influencer?
Something like that.
Some men's rights advocate?
Yeah.
Nikki says, I can find someone better than you. And Myrna's just like, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
You can.
Oh, Nikki gives the engagement ring to her mom.
Yeah.
For a flourish, even though Nikki definitely paid for that.
Yeah.
Sean wishes them both the best. Mm-hmm. You believe her?
I believe Sean. Of course I believe Sean. And yeah, so Justin tells her straight up, pull the visa.
Crazy.
Or sorry, Igor.
Crazy. He said he's not, that they ask him outright if he's going to go to the K1 visa interview, and he says no. The only direct answer that he's given this entire tell-all.
Well, this fucking, from the beginning of the tell-all, it was like they were broken up since the, like, interview. And then we find out that he's not trans attracted. And then we find out that, they're re-engaged. And now he's pulling the interview?
So chaotic.
Or pulling the visa, he's not going to the interview? What?
So chaotic. She'll be on the single life. It'll be fine. We'll, like, see probably more of, who knows? Maybe we'll be, well, I'm never going to be a Justigor apologist because he's a Nazi, but maybe we'll see a little bit more of what makes Nikki tick and why she keeps choosing weirdos like this.
Maybe for songwriting inspiration.
Oh, great point.
She did say, I don't know if she's going to be on the Single Life. I'd love it if she is, but she said that she's going to focus on herself and her music. Doing performing. Maybe she'll write a song about it. She said it.
So Single Life.
I think she could write many songs about this relationship.
All right. So they all like get up and take their shoes off.
And they're all hugging. And Jasmine and Nikki have that awkward hug that you mentioned where they're
across their boobs.
Yeah.
Jasmine says maybe they're not meant to be with a man, and Nikki gives her this like flirty look. I thought was
kind
really
of what
funny.
we talk about.
Yeah. Nikki says if she doesn't have Jasmine, I don't know what I would do. What were you doing before?
Exactly. I know. Yeah, but Jasmine probably has brought a lot of light into her life as she has brought light into mine.
True. Justigor says, women in America don't give no respect to men. Okay, then don't date one.
Yeah.
Then don't date one.
I don't think he will.
Rob and Sophie say the tell-all was difficult. Rob says, just when we get to a better place, then we gotta talk about all these details.
God, Rob, you're such a knob. He's such a knob, Rob.
He says he's willing to do whatever it takes to make her feel better. Okay. Then why do you act like that?
Because he doesn't mean what he says.
No. What else? Oh, Nick says he wants a baby. And Devin says she'd consider it if he makes her a lot of money.
She's right.
Get it,
She's
girl.
right. Yes.
This is incredible. Most of the time, we see the Americans being the rich one importing some hot young thing for their money. She imported a sugar daddy.
Good.
He's an electrical engineer.
I hope he makes all the money for them.
Bless.
Yes.
Sam says it was a weird bonding experience from hell. And nothing is better than being with Citra. You got that right.
Yeah.
He's not going to do any better. She could do a lot better.
Yeah, of course.
Clayton and Anali are united against Brandy, and they make out to prove something
that they've made out before, which it didn't exactly prove. And then both of them looked disgusted, and maybe they both have the ick, but we know Anali definitely does.
And Jasmine says Jasmine, after her like fourth tell-all experience, says she wasn't expecting to go on a roller coaster.
Oh. Not like these.
Gino says this is one of the worst fights they've had in a while. Not saying much.
Yeah, not saying much.
And that is the end of season 10.
Season 10.
I didn't think about fuck, marry, kill.
Well, good thing you have me. Okay. Fuck, marry, kill. Brandy. Myrna, yeah.
Myrna.
Or Sean.
Okay. Marry Sean. I want to know what kind of life serum she's drinking or putting on her face to look like that at 60 years old. Yeah. Okay? All right. That was easy. Also, Sean, make love to me. Teach me journalistic integrity. Yeah. Wait, and then Myrna and
Brandy.
Oh. All right. Fuck Brandy. She seems nuts.
She's been married 3 times.
Yeah.
She's got to be fun somehow.
Yeah. And then, sorry, Myrna, I don't really feel like you brought a lot to the table in any regard.
Her older sister.
Yeah. Oh. What would you do? That's a good one.
I would, I mean, maybe I do the same thing for similar reasons, but with Brandy, I'd say probably because she's a little shit. No, you know what? Myrna deserves better.
Yeah.
I'm going to have sex with Myrna.
Nice.
Okay.
I respect it.
She's a nice lady. And then Brandy, sorry, you get the short end of the stick, and I'll kill you. But obviously, I'm marrying Sean.
Yeah. Will part of your vows be we vow to trade skincare secrets for the rest of our lives?
Exactly. And always stay up to date on 90 Day.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, y'all. We will... I don't know what we're going to do next.
There's so many options.
There's a lot of options. So we'll be talking about it. Definitely Love is Blind is on the table. Mm-hmm. And...
Still Single Life.
Single Life. Yeah. Okay. So we'll talk about it, and
we'll be stupid, and we'll stay stupid, and you should too.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.